still want to be married? Absolutely, I believe so. I believe the biggest challenge is, as a Christian woman, man of faith, where do you go? Where do you meet this potential future wife or future husband? You know, outside of the church, where do you go and find someone where you can actually have that connection? So the Ladies and Gentlemen Live Talkback series, why is this so important? I believe we definitely need that audience, that time when we can sit and have these conversations. Hey, listen, I made plenty of relationship mistakes, but no one has to go through it alone. And so this is a great opportunity to have those conversations in a non-threatening, safe environment where we can talk with other like-minded individuals and talk about the ups and downs of dating.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what?
Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
A-K-I-N Tunde.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know some of y'all looking at your watch. Look at your clock. Like, what time is it? Like, why is he on right now? I'm on right now for a very good reason. This is our coming up this Friday. It's our special event, our Ladies and Gentlemen Live Talkback series. It is the first of many of these that we're going to be doing, where we literally talk about some of the issues, some of the sticking points, some of the wants, desires, challenges with men and women dating each other, getting in serious long-term relationships with each other, ultimately marrying each other. Why would y'all say, Brother Akintunde, you already married, so why is this so important to you? Let me tell you why. Because I'm all about families. If you notice anything that we do, and I say we, I'm talking about Eunice and I, our production company. Eunice is over there, I might add. Anything that we do is always geared towards improving the family, whether that's a comedy show, our Love and Laughter comedy tour, whatever it is, it's always tied into families, always. And so this is no different. So this is what this talk back series is designed to strengthen families. So when I say talk back, I mean talk to each other, talk back to each other, whether that be virtually online or in-house. So coming up this Friday, we got a wonderful event. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a little bit. The promo just told you about it. But I want to talk to the lady who's in the promo. The lady who's in the promo on this very special live Akintunde show, afternoon, evening. We haven't been on in the afternoon in a while, but definitely I want to come on today and have this conversation with this sister right here. Listen, y'all, she's a producer. She's a mom. She's a new wife. And I want to talk about that. She has a heart for the people of God, men of God, women of God, that they understand and live their best life in regards to relationships. I'm not going to give her a testimony. I want y'all to welcome to the show. I don't want to belabor the point. I want to get this conversation going. My sister, welcome to the show. Very first time on the Ox Show. Sister Deanna Hurd. What's up, ma'am?
What's going on? What's going on?
How you doing? You're not on screen yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see nothing.
Okay. I can see that you're not on screen yet.
Oh.
Well,
listen, you gave that whole rundown. I feel like I need a nap now.
You say you feel like you need a nap? Why? Why you feel like you need a nap?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. Well, I mean, this the first time you're on the show. I mean, look, good looking frame. I mean, you might want to think about doing this, y'all. I'm kind of ribbing her a little bit because she's supposed to have been doing this. Anyway, another conversation. But but no, I think this is something you've been called to. I think people need to share their testimony, share their life's journey, particularly when you have an area where you have some specificity. Did I say that right? Some expertise, some experience, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so, but before we get into all of that, let me first congratulate you because now you are newly married. You are now Deanna Hurd.
I am Deanna Hurd. Yeah, newly married. Not even 2 months yet,
Wow.
Yeah, it's still fresh.
Congratulations.
It's still fresh.
Shout out to Brother Hurd.
Yes, to my hubby.
Yeah.
So this is second time around for both of us.
Okay.
So we're both widows.
Okay.
So yeah.
And talk about that. I mean, because that's
Yeah. Well, I was very public with my late husband's transition. So everyone knew him, but also knew the journey that ultimately, when the Lord decided to call him home, everybody got to see that process. So, and then after the fact and, my journey of being a single mom and, dealing with grief and life and going on with work. So everyone got to kind of see that. It was all exposed. So it has been a blessing on this side of things for people to see God's work, the manifestation of what I've been praying for all these years. So it's been a blessing.
So let me ask you this. Were you always in faith that you would find someone else, that you would be married again? Because some people come to, such a traumatic experience like that, or some people get to a point in their life and they feel like, I'm done. I don't think I'll ever get married again. Was that ever your testimony?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I think, going through the beginning phases, like initially it was like, you know what? Now let's go back. First of all, the last time I was single, we had pagers. Okay, so let's first deal with that. We had pagers. If you wanted to connect with somebody, you had to stop at a payphone.
Wow.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have instant relationship building opportunities through the internet and all of that stuff. So it's a completely different world. So after all of that and being single, I was like, oh, this is what you have to do. This is how you connect. This is what the expectation is. So it's completely different for me.
Okay. So okay. That's a whole lot. That's loaded right there. Let me just delve in right there. Okay.
Right there.
And I'm glad we didn't plan this conversation out too good, because I think that's very where you started. That vein of conversation is very organic. Listen, y'all got a comment too. Drop that in the comment. Whether it's something about the event coming up on Friday, whether you have a question for Deanna, a question for myself. But just let's delve in right there, because you said something key. Yes. You said the last time you were single, you had a pager. Okay, so that mean when you had to reach Mike some years ago, he had to go like
a purple pager. I had a purple. You used to put it in the case. I had a purple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward. I don't know, 20 what? How many years later would that be before when you re-began the dating process? You resumed dating.
Yes.
So you fast forward. That's a significant difference in terms of environment, not just technology, but the overall dating world, the dating mindset. Yeah. Talk about the difference and how hard was that for you, being single again and dating again.
Well, I think if you've been married before, and I was married for 15 years before my late husband passed. So I think you come in with a whole different mindset.
Right.
Because you've been there, you've done that. So, as I was dating, and even when I met my husband now, I would always tell him, I was like, the difference is I'm not a woman in my 40s who's never been married and looking to have this big elaborate wedding and have a biological clock ticking. That was not my story.
Gotcha.
I was literally like, okay, whoever he is destined for purpose. He understands his purpose. He understands who he is, because I know who I am. And together we're going to build together.
Wow.
So I would tell my pastor, shout out to my apostles, Apostle Gregory Cannon, Apostle Dr. Ursula Cannon. I would always tell them.
Right down the street.
Yeah, right down the street, right next door. I would always tell them I am not in the phase of builder brother. That when they got to the point where I met my husband, I was constantly saying, I'm not in the phase of builder brother.
Okay.
And I've done that, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I think it's a complete mindset shift when you've been married before. And it was a completely different paradigm.
So what would you say? And again, I don't want to get too much into it because we're talking about it. But I do want to answer this question. What would you say was the biggest hurdle or the biggest shock for you as resuming dating? What was the biggest shock for you as having been in a serious relationship, not having been in a serious relationship since your husband, 15 plus years, plus how long were you single?
It was a little over 8 years.
8
Coming
years.
up on 9 years.
That's
Yeah.
23 years.
Yeah.
So what would you say was the biggest shock?
The biggest shock I would say was the whole mindset that I see a lot of women, what women talk about, the expectations. And that was the shock for me.
Wow.
That was the shock that, you know, and I did it too, so I get it. But the paradigm shift for me where when we talk about it on Friday of how I got to the point of meeting my husband. But before that, you know, we have this long list. I had this list, and many women do that, have this list of what he has to look like and how he should dress and how he should look, what kind of job he should have, what kind of car, all these, you know, everything. You know, we have this list and it's got to check these boxes. Yeah. And when I got to the point of I'm ready, it was when I told, God said to me, first I said, God, okay, I'm ready. And I went down my list and the Holy Spirit said, yeah, all those things not even important to me.
My God.
So that list that I had to throw it out because God was like, yeah, that's not even important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the list, so I'm scrolling the comments here, and I look down the comments and I see somebody says, "Look at this sexy chocolate woman on here. Your husband is a lucky dude." And I was like, "Hey, that's dang on disrespectful. Let me put this dude in check."
Listen.
And then it's Damon Hurd. It's
yes, that's my fabulous husband. Huh?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, sir?
Yes, you gotta love him.
Hey, I about to stand up for you. I'm like, hey, player. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a nice, simple compliment. But yeah, you kind of went a little too far.
He went in.
What's up, Brenda Myers? How you doing, ma'am? What's going on? It's one of our sponsors right there for the Akintunde show. That's Pelham Brenda Myers. That's one half of P&B Promotionals. Mitchell Peace Joy Jennings in the building. How you doing, sis? What's going on? Good to see you in the house. Marvin, what's up, Marvin? Unissa Marvin is in the house. Marvin L. Jones. And Nat Cooper is in the building. What's going on, family? Listen, do me a favor. Everybody who's just coming in, I see y'all coming in. Share this room. Share this video, and because I think we're talking about something that needs to be heard. Okay, yeah. We're not gonna give away everything because we're gonna have a live conversation again that's coming up on this Friday night. Yes. I'll in just a little bit. I'll give you some of the speakers that we'll have on this panel, having this conversation. And I'll tell you, getting back to your story, Deanna, I think one of the challenges that I have with observing the whole dating process and my sincere desire to see men and women, and if I could be truly honest with y'all, not excluding anybody, I have a concern and a desire to see black men and women together. I'm not excluding anybody, but the reason why I say that is because the attack and the loss in families and marriages is biggest in our demographic. We're the ones who you have to really be concerned about whether we're going to have traditional nuclear families. I fully recognize that not everybody's going to get married. I fully recognize that. But if you desire to be married, I think there's some things that need to be considered, Deanna. And I think we kind of, in many ways, we're overlooking that today in our preparation, in our conversations, in our desires, and what we're demanding on both sides, not just on the ladies, on the men too. So I feel as though if your whole mindset is about superficial, hey, she got to have this, she got to have this shape, or she got to be this height, or she got to look like this, or she got to dress like this. And ladies, if you're saying he got to have a six pack and he got to have abs and he got to be 6 foot this and he can't have no this fat or body fat, I think you are possibly missing an amazing man or woman that could be a blessing to you, could be a blessing to your family. If you have children, could be a blessing to your children, that y'all could build a wonderful family together, but you are minimizing or limiting God based on your superficial desires, your superficial wants and needs. It's not to say that you won't get a blessing, but I remember before, what kind of car was I looking for? If Unissa had a mic, she could probably help me out. There was a car I was looking for, and I stumbled upon a Chrysler 300. I was looking for something else, though. I was like, hold on. I like this. And I never forget. I forgot what car it was. It might have been like a Lexus or something like that. But I stumbled upon a Chrysler 300, and it was clean, it was low miles, and the price they wanted, and I had cash money. And I was like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. And I remember we drove up to North Carolina and brought that car. We picked that car up. It was a perfect vehicle. I'm like, no, perfect. Guess what? That wasn't what I started out looking for. I stumbled upon a Chrysler 300. Ooh, that's for somebody right there. Who is your Chrysler 300?
Right. Listen, that's important.
Who is your what weren't you looking for? That's exactly what you need. Like Deanna said in the promo. She said, have you considered, fellas, that the woman that you want may not be the woman that you need? Right. Have you considered, ladies, that the man that you want may not be the man that you need? You got all these requirements. Have you considered, can you handle that dude? Can you handle that woman? She got to be this. She got to be successful. She got to make this amount of money. Bruh, can you handle that? Are you sure?
The stuff that's important to God should be important to us. That was the thing that I learned. It has to be, and we had a situation with my daughter. She was going to an event, and I wasn't very keen on her going there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the location, and I'm just going to pray. And I went, and my husband and I were together. I went and I walked around the building. I was just praying. I was like, God, I just need a calmness and be okay with her coming here.
Right.
And I was just praying for the people that would be there. Went back to the car, and I didn't see my husband. I was like, okay, where'd he at? He was coming from inside the building. And he said, you were walking the grounds praying, and I went inside to pray.
Jesus.
Holy Spirit said, that's what's important to me.
Wow.
That's what's important.
Wow.
And so we have to get rid of our boxes and checklists, because exactly who we need in our life, God has that person for us.
And let me unpack that a little bit more, what you just said, because that's so powerful right there. I've seen Unissa in action concerning care. Like, what you never want, particularly when you live in life and you're talking about health care, you're talking about family, you don't want somebody who's passive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, if I can just be real for me, I watch you fight for Mike. I watch you. I'm in the hospital watching you fight for Mike. Yeah. Prayer, talking to the doctors, believing God for this, sending out prayer requests and all that stuff. That's important. You don't want no man or woman like, oh no.
Right.
No. Like what? No. You need somebody like no. I mean, because that type of stuff is important, because life is life. Right. Life. So I wish I could take credit for it, but somebody said life be lifing.
It is real.
I'll say that's so good. Life be lifing. Whether that's parental lifing, whether that's financial lifing, whether that's health lifing, whether that's just drama life be lifing. Yes. You need people around you who gonna stand up for you in whatever that moment is. Ladies, you weren't about a dude that's cute or know how to dress. You need a dude that if something break out, you need a dude that go get in the car dude.
Right.
Not him. He tell you, hey, go get in the car.
Right.
Keisha, go get in the car. Hey, go get in the car. That's the type of dude you need.
Right.
You don't need nobody. Well, you talking about, what, you ain't gonna do nothing? Really? You know. You try to get a joke with that, and then let me say something. All the handsome dudes out there, all the handsome dudes, all the 6'7" dudes, all the dudes with the chiseled jaw and the abs. I ain't hating on you, bro. I'm not hating on you. You might be the one. You are the one for somebody.
For somebody, right?
Right. But there's somebody who probably thinking that you the one that you ain't the one for any number of reasons. It don't mean you soft because you a handsome dude. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let me clarify that.
But I tell a lot of my girlfriends all the time, like, let's look at the odds of, a 6'2", tall, handsome. Like the average height for a man is what, 5'8".
5'8". No, ma'am. 5'8".
Oh,
yes.
I'm really giving it a little. But
yes, the average man in America is 5'8", ma'am.
Yeah. So
5'10"
for all the
is
ladies
tall.
that box is, he got to be at least 6 foot or 6'2". I'm like, you already done cut that number in half of what your potential mate.
Let me help you out. Less than 3% of American men are 6'3" plus. Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah.
Less than 3% of American men are 6'3" and over. That is a hugely small population
That
of the
a large
available
population
Yeah.
of women are fighting for.
Right.
Like, get over it. We have to
Right.
get over. We have to get past that.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have to. We
yeah.
have to. I believe that, a lot of women that are still single and or never been married, waiting to get married, I'm crazy enough to believe half of them probably have met their soulmate, met their person, and forfeited that because he didn't check one of those boxes.
Dig in
And
on
vice
that.
versa for men as well.
Dig in on that.
Yeah, because we go with the expectation of, they have to check these boxes, and because they don't, then now they're quote unquote deal breakers. And we, and on Friday, I'm going to share what my deal breakers were. And my husband had 2 of them.
Wow.
What I had set as a deal breaker.
Wow.
And God said those was not even important. I'm going to share that on Friday.
He maybe didn't tell you, but
Yeah.
or maybe he did. Did you have any deal breakers that was a deal breaker for Brother Herb, Brother Damon?
I did.
Did you really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You tell that on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll tell
all
it on
right.
Friday. I'll share it on Friday.
Wow. See,
And I'll let him share too, so he'll be here.
this is so good, y'all. Listen. We're gonna be right here at our
Yes.
WF Media Studios right here in Columbia, South Carolina. Let me kind of set the tone for what Deanna and I endeavored to create as hosts and really as producers. And let me I want to say this right here. I'm producing and hosting, but I'm kind of playing a back role because I really want to help facilitate, and I really want to produce more than I will want to be so much in the mix. And why do I say that? I just been married for a long time. I've been off the dating scene, the eligible scene for 30 years. Okay, there's a lot that's different today in 30 years, and I fully recognize that, right? And I know sometimes when I'm on the show, I get the comments, Akintunde, you don't understand, or that's changed. I get it from the brothers and the sisters, and I fully realize it. Okay, but I will be talking, I will be sharing, but what I do want to share is some of the perspective of men that maybe today I think some ladies may not be recognizing, or maybe you're forgetting. So I do want to clarify some things and speak for the brothers, but I don't want to speak for single men because I'm not a single man. I'm 51 years old and I've been married I've been together with Eunice for 30 years. We've been married for 27, almost 28 years. That's a significant different period of time. Right. And I recognize that. But I do observe, and I have an algorithm. So and what I mean by algorithm, my algorithm shows me certain things. And I think that today we're missing some key elements in preparation and in consideration of relationships. And I think we got to get back there. We got to readjust some things. And so what it's going to be is they're going to be men and women in the room, and we're going to be having a conversation live in the house. So fellas, if it's something you want to ask ladies, something you want to say, come through and let's talk about it. Ladies, if it's something that you want to ask a brother, something you want to say, come through, let's talk about it. If you want to share some wisdom, let's just say maybe you're a person who maybe you're married, but you feel as though, you know what, I can add some value to the conversation. Let me share this. Maybe you are a person who have said, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to be in a relationship. Maybe you can add something. It can help shape the conversation, and you never know. You might come in like that, and then be like, you know what? You never know.
Never know.
You never know. You just never know. And so it'll be virtual as well as live in house. And but then anything you wanna really I think really share in terms of your heart. Share your heart. What you really want to see. What do you desire to see to manifest on Friday night with this first episode of this series?
Yeah. Well, and I like the idea that this will be first of many.
Yes.
But I think, what I would love to see is good adult conversation.
Yeah.
That, because I think that, it's something that we talk about it in silos, like
Yeah.
this little group of ladies and maybe the fellas over here. But some of the best advice I got and learned was from men. And hearing from a perspective of how men think and what they think about certain situations.
Wow.
And when women do certain things, it gave me a different perspective opposed to hearing it from girlfriends. So I think putting adults in the same room
Wow.
and having these good, healthy conversations
Right.
will be able to produce something good. And when I say produce something good, like shifting our mindset on how we look and think about relationships and marriage. You know, there are some men and women that do desire to get married, and there's some that's dead set on it just not happening for them. And so how do we have that conversation and get both sides of the perspective from men and women? I think this is going to be a great opportunity to do that in the room together.
This is going to be rich.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Let me ask you this. So to the people who, and this is drop in the comments. This is a question for everybody. The people who have this relegated themselves to the fact that, I'm not going to get married. Do you believe they do? That is because they genuinely do not desire to be married, or it's that they don't think they're going to meet somebody, or maybe they've had so many bad experiences on both sides and they just like, you know what, I'm done.
That's a good question. Now, the Bible says, the power of death and life lies in the tongue. And I believe that we have gone so long with saying, there's no good men, there's no good women. We say that so often, and I believe we manifest that.
Yeah.
You have manifest that in your space and in your environment. Even because on Friday we're going to talk about online dating.
Yeah.
So let's get ready for that conversation.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to online dating, so many people against it. And, I was as well at first, but I realized, Akintunde, listen to this. I was getting advice and negative advice about online dating from married people.
Interesting. Wow.
Like,
hold on. I ain't did this whole time. Hold on.
Married, you're married.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
And so, I think that we need to have these conversations and we need to shift our mindset. Like if we desire marriage, and my thing is, if you go to church, you go to work, and you go home, and you don't really do no other social settings, then where else are you going to meet your significant other?
And I think you mentioned that in the promo in your talking point, but I think that's one of the biggest issues. It's like where do you meet people now? And on Friday night, Deanna's going to share some principles and some strategies that she executed in addition to the world of online dating. But she did some things that probably somebody else would have said, I don't want to do that. But when you told me about it, I said, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense in practicality, but it also makes faith.
Yeah,
see, some stuff don't make sense, but it make faith.
Yeah.
And I think God, y'all gotta understand something, y'all. God is not required to respond to your desires, but if you believe it, God will respond to it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Coming up on Friday night, y'all, let me tell you this amazing lineup of singles we have. Yolanda McCrae will be one of our panelists. This is a sister, sharp sister, woman of God. Eric Cameron is also another panelist, a brother, strong brother, solid brother. Laura Brown, I've been knowing Laura for years and years and years. She's one of the singles from Right Direction Church International. Yolanda is with Second Chance right down the street, right down here. And then also from Right Direction, we have brother John Sims. John has a book that he'll be sharing about his single life and single journey. And then we have the Glamazon mom, Ebony Funderburk, will be in the house. Ebony and I'm gonna play some clips a little later on social. A conversation that Ebony and I had as a part. It's actually a part of the pilot. Nobody's seen it yet. But we shot a pilot for the new updated version of the Akintunde show. And so Ebony is a part of as we continues to grow the show. Ebony came on, she said something that was so key, and I'm not going to give it away, but what she said was so heartfelt, so real. But I was like, man, I really appreciate her candor in that. So you'll see that. But listen, y'all, I just feel as though we need to talk as men and women. We need to communicate as African Americans, as the black family, as Christians. We need to have conversation. The world cannot dictate the conversations and the tone and the standards for our relationships. And that's my issue. I feel as though that's what continuously happens. The world standards becomes our standards because we're not speaking up, because we're not on the forefront. And we got to have these conversations. So, I mean, and definitely it's a couple of things that I think is going to be key here. I see a lot of stuff, a lot of conversations, a lot of time on YouTube, and even some great churches across the countries that are having conversations. But you know what I don't see? I don't see enough people in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, even in their 70s. I don't, I'm not dictating in any way the demographic, but I definitely believe that there's different conversations once you reach different ages.
Absolutely.
And Deanna, would you say that when you speak to single women, of course you got friends in various age groups, various categories. Is there a drastic difference between your friends who are single at 55 and then your friends who are single at 35?
Oh, big difference. Big difference. And I think, social influence has a big impact on that as well. So, and even if you look at the younger generation, for them as well. So the social impact is such a great impact on how people look at dating and relationships and meeting people. So, it's, the age of, like we talked about the checklist and what they got to have. And, I was just having a conversation with a young couple, and the young lady wanted her hair and nails done, and he didn't want to give money for that anymore because she's currently wasn't working, but he was, helping in other ways. And so, our mindset on what does it look like to connect with a brother for the women, and what does that mean to be a provider? Like we've allowed social media to negatively impact what provider means. Provider doesn't mean hair and nails. That doesn't make him a good provider. And so, our expectation on what we're looking for has changed. So older women, looking for a little bit more stability and financial stability. So yeah, the conversations are different based on age. I definitely agree that.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That whole lot of conversation gave me the stink face.
Oh, don't do it.
You mean the brother helping out in some other areas?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't even together yet, but he helping out some other areas, but because he ain't got no hair and nails money. I don't want to get to that. See.
But social media, reality TV has made that the world of right. It's made it right. And you try to have that conversation with some women. Some women really do believe that is a provider. Like if he's not doing that, then he doesn't qualify to date or to be a mate.
That's why you need your older black man. You need your man. I'll tell you right now, I ain't got no. I'll pay your car note. I ain't paying for no nails now. I'm telling you, I ain't got no $100 for no nail, no foot, no nail. God dang, I shoot. Let me stop cutting.
Well, we're gonna have that conversation on
Friday. Real talk, yes.
And what it means to be an independent woman. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? And what does that sound like to the brothers when we say that?
Yeah. I'm a whole my opinion.
Yes,
For Friday, y'all. Listen.
Yeah. So single, engaged, married, everybody come, and I think it'll be a great conversation for all of us to have and talk about relationships. I think it'd be great.
And that's, I know we're wrapping up right now. My director's giving me the wrap up sound over there in the booth. But let me say this to this: married people who have conversation, have something to add, value to add, please come. It's not singles only, but I really believe I want to have a conversation that strengthens the family, that strengthens relationships between men and women, particularly Christian men and women. Specifically, and I'm not excluding anyone. So when I say this, don't be offended. Or no, I'm not telling my Caucasian, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, anybody else to come. I want everybody to come.
Yeah.
But my concern is that the marriage rates, based on the last census for African American families, is plummeting. It's not dropping. It's plummeting. That's a problem, y'all. We have to address this. Right. So, and I think one of the ways to address it is by having conversations. Yes. And that's what this is, right? Let me get some of y'all comments in. And Brenda Myers said, bring your pencil and pad to take notes. Come on. Speaking of Brenda Myers, again, Sister Brenda is been married 40 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Okay. They're coming, her and her husband, Mr. Pella Myers, and I appreciate that because they're willing to share. It's a difference. That changes the narrative. There's some things that somebody can tell you when they got experience and skin in the game that somebody who does not can. and don't give me that time. Well, shoot, it's stuff different. Now, let me tell y'all something. Ain't that much stuff different? The conversation is different.
Yes.
That's truly what's different. Right. But I think we're more the same than we actually realize. My brother-in-law is so doggone funny. Rudy talking about your brother, Eunice. Your brother talking about they be hating on my 1-pack. Hilarious. Go ahead, Rudy. Take your shirt off. Tina Parker's in the house. Tina, come on out. Tina got married, I guess a few years now, probably, I guess maybe like 5-6 years ago. So she definitely could add something to the conversation. My mother-in-law is in the building. Mother E is in the building. How you doing, man? I'm good to see you in the house. How about that? Let me see who else. Kershaw Loins is in the house. How you doing, Kershaw? Derekus. How you doing, brother? Derekus Scott. Did I say your name right? Please don't be offended if I mess your name up, good brother. Yeah. Derekus or Derekus Scott. Marvin Jones said, I didn't desire to marry, but God brought me a showstopper. I praise God for the investment of my kingdom gift. Come on, Marvin.
Yes.
I tell women this all the time. You might not be the right person for that last dude, but when the right dude see it, right dude like, hey, time to shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to shut it down. Time to shut it down. I believe God.
Yeah, that's true.
Brother Damien said, Gideon says hello. Okay. All right.
Hey, Gideon.
Who's Gideon?
That is my bonus son. That's my baby.
There we go. There it is. Awesome.
I started out a mother of 2 and now I'm a mother of 5.
Look at God. Look at the increase. Look at the increase. Hallelujah.
We're going to talk more about that on Friday.
You want me, listen, now, you know I got the gift and the anointing of multiplication. If you want some more, all I got to do is just, if you want some more, let me know if you want some more. We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline. Yeah, we want some more, you can get some more. Tina said, man, it's been 9 years, Tina? Yanessa, Tina been married 9, man, time fly. Good Lord. All right, y'all, listen, coming up this Friday, ladies and gentlemen, live talkback series. It is a real world conversation between men and women, particularly as believers. Stop letting the world have control the narrative. The world is talking for us. Some of the stuff, some of the mindsets, the values, some of the thinking that we're subscribing to today, that ain't kingdom, that ain't biblical, that ain't God, that ain't even your family, that ain't your church. That's the world.
It's Atlanta Housewives.
One more time. Daily I shine. Jesus. Deanna, you done stepped in it right there.
I know.
That's real though.
We're gonna save it for Friday.
That's real though.
Yeah.
That's real though. Hey, this last thing I'm gonna say, and Eunice is saying something. This last thing I'll tell you is right. I don't believe in letting people who be tearing up their relationship doing dumb stuff. I'm not talking about people life happening and stuff happens. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about people who just do messy stuff. How people out here who live in messy dictate our relationships.
Right.
And guess what? Some of that stuff be infecting good marriages.
It's so true.
Some of that reality show nonsense be infecting good marriage. We're gonna talk about that Friday too.
And preventing some too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, lady, let me. This for somebody right here who may not be in the house on Friday. Somebody watching this, you don't replay. Let me tell y'all something. Somebody, ladies, cut them. What they call them? What they call them wives with all them the multiple wives? What they call it? Polygamy.
Yeah.
Don't be sowing these polygamy seeds in your house.
Oh God.
Cut that I almost said something. Cut that foolishness off. The polygamy shows. You sitting there watching that. And your husband like, The devil is a liar. Snap out of there. Hey, cut that off. Don't be sowing these polygamy spirits in your house.
Right. You don't like to share gum, so you definitely ain't gonna share no spouse. like
She said, you don't like to share gum. You ain't about to share no husband. You never
why people fooling themselves. I don't understand it.
You never played fair. As a child, you didn't play fair. You want to take your toys and go home.
You know you stingy. Like, really. But yet, reality TV
nonsense
has glorified and made it look good and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a moment.
It's a lot of black folks doing that nonsense right now. I'm surprised, but I'm like, what?
It's a lot.
Now, to the Mormons, the people out there in Utah, they've been doing that for years. They used to that. They done mastered it. Yeah. Y'all American Negroes, they used to. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that. Whole other conversation. But listen, Friday night, 7:30 p.m. right here at our WF Media Studios. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Yeah. Deanna Hurd, John Sims, Laura Brown. Hold on, let me get my list of folks back up. My speakers back up. List of speakers up. Hold on one second. Yolanda McCrae, what's up, sis? Yeah. Ebony Funderburk, what's up, sis? Eric Cameron will be in the house. John Sims, Laura Brown. Co-hosted by yours truly and my sister Deanna Hurd. And y'all make sure y'all now. Final thoughts, Deanna. Anything you want to say to folks about coming out on Friday night?
Look, tell a friend. You may be married or single and have plans, tell somebody else.
Yeah.
So spread the word. So whether you're able to make it or not, bring somebody, tell somebody, share it, and make sure that everybody get opportunity to come and share in the conversation.
Come on and share.
Let's do it.
Even if, like I said, if you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, you're mad already, come out and add value. And then, like I say, hey, you never know. You just never know. And I'm not saying you never know, like you want to meet somebody, because you might, but that's may not be the case. But what it could be is that you learn something. Right. You learn another concept, another idea. Something Deanna said earlier was so key. She said how much she learned from talking to other men. Talking to other brothers. And guess what? That wasn't even the brother that she married. Come on now, y'all, follow the process. Friday night, family, listen, get your tickets by logging on to wfmediagroup.inc.com/ladies and gentlemen. That's wfmediagroup.inc.com/ladies and gentlemen. Of course, there's a ladies and gentlemen Facebook page, and the actual link is in the comments. Janessa, what anything you want to say, babe? Your mic is not on. Say again.
The address.
Oh, thank you. Address, yeah. Okay, so she want to remind you, we have a virtual ticket and we have the in-person ticket. Again, virtually you can watch and live and comment and interact live. You can also be in-house right here at 5124 Fairfield Road in the Food Lion Shopping Center right here in Columbia, South Carolina in the 29203 district. Again, that's 5124 Fairfield Road, Columbia, South Carolina in the 29203 district. Man, come on through, y'all. Come and join us. And anything you want to say, Deanna?
We just want to thank God for the suitable helpmeet.
Come on.
Stepping in. Come on.
Yes, she is.
Keeping us on track. Let's get her helping you out.
Come on, y'all.
Won't God do it?
Won't he do it?
Yeah.
Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Really won't. Y'all join us on Clubhouse for Right Direction Church, Marriage, Faith, and Family. We'll be talking Bishop Bailey, Dr. Marsha, Jamal, Pastor Chandler, and I am telling who else may be in the room tonight. But that's on Clubhouse tonight, Marriage, Faith, and Family, and that's coming up at 9:00 tonight. So we'll be right back with y'all. All right, family. We'll see y'all Friday night. Go ahead and get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Live talk back series this Friday night, 7:30 p.m. right here. And until then, thank you, Deanna, for coming on the show, sis.
Thank you for having me.
Good talk. Good conversation. Until next time. Until we get her to do her own show. Brother Hurd. She needed.
It's coming.
She needed to do. Oh, I'm sorry. She need to do her own show right over there. Right there. I'm messing with him. I'm serious.
I know.
I'm serious. All right, family. Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday night, 7:30 p.m.
Right.
It's your brother Akintunde. That's Deanna Hurd. And until then, we're going to see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
So, the magic question, do men and women these days still want to be married? Absolutely, I believe so. I believe the biggest challenge is, as a Christian, woman, man of faith, where do you go? Where do you meet this potential future wife or future husband? Outside of the church, where do you go and find someone where you can actually have that connection? So the Ladies and Gentlemen Live Talkback series, why is this so important? I believe we definitely need that audience, that time when we can sit and have these conversations. Hey, listen, I made plenty of relationship mistakes, but no one has to go through it alone. And so this is a great opportunity to have those conversations in a non-threatening, safe environment where we can talk with other like-minded individuals and talk about the ups and downs of dating.
I think that went pretty darn well.